Good evening. Um, Perhaps you are listening to Boris Johnson. Um, so if you catch us late, that's fine. Sorry, just opening up to see us here. Who is here? Hello, Leslie. Catch up later, that's fine. Yes, greetings on this festival of Samhain, the old Celtic festival. Hello, Mother. The old Celtic festival that celebrated the end of harvest, having gathered things in preparation for the winter. So a time to give thanks in history this day for all the gifts of creation, but also a time when it was felt or thought that the veil between realms was thinner. Something we thought about the other night, places where we feel the veil between the corporeal and the metaphysical, should we say the spiritual and the physical realms are thinner. So, this is what this is today. Which reminds me, so here is some suitably Samhain All Hallows Eve music. Moo-ha-ha. The bell tolls. So as this is a time when the veil between realms was thought to be thin, these words: sit down, be silent, gather around the fire. The breeze sits gentle. Through glens and thickets, o'er moors and heaths, the funeral procession marches on, o'er fens and swamplands, and down winding paths, to the destined, hallowed ground. Those words from the Old Corpse Road band from the northeast, from Darlington. So tonight's question from Methodist Way of Life is who above or below inspires you in how you live, maybe in your faith? Perhaps if it's people who have gone before, those for whom you want to give thanks on this day. There we are. Who above or below inspires you and for whom this night you offer thanks. Some time to reflect. Good evening, Catherine. Good evening, Master Tully. We've enjoyed your pumpkin trail this evening around the hallowed streets of Totley. Yeah. So let's gather, shall we? Yes.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night, for those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest, those treading the path that is left. From near and far, come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit, earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home, for here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet
Samhain tritone.
of the divine.
Moo ha ha ha. So as we wait for Morris to finish his announcement, yeah, I think it was obviously what was going to announce, and so I went ahead at 7 o'clock. So sorry if it means you're not able to join us live because you're hanging on Boris's words, but it'd be good to catch you later. Hello, Sally. But despite news of a new month-long national lockdown, I do hope and pray that there have been things from this day that have lifted your spirits, your soul, enabled you to reconnect with the core of your being, with who you are. Maybe it's being able to see or speak with loved ones, whatever it is. So a chance to just reflect upon the day and to notice those moments and to say, Tusen takk! Thanks for sunshine, particularly I was out at twilight, and yeah, the autumnal colours in the twilight were particularly stunning, I thought. Very nice. But maybe the news of the lockdown, the implications of that, and many other things from today, there may well be things that we just want to offer to God, the divine, the other, let go of, what to name, so that we're not carrying them on our own, or indeed we can leave them down at the foot of the cross if they are a burden that we need no longer carry, as we say together, the principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regress and the regrets. the burdens and the fears, the lament and the tears. For ourselves, for those whom we love, we lay them down. And Jesus says to each and every one of us, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. May that rest and that peace be yours this night. And so a reading chosen especially on this day of Samhain, the Celtic festival, or the, I suppose, pagan festival. The pagan is very much a catch-all name, but from a time when we were perhaps more aware of our reliance on creation and seasons, and perhaps a time when we offered perhaps the right amount of respect to creation and the natural world, and maybe we've lost something of that. But a day when it was also felt that the veil between realms, between worlds, spiritual, physical, whatever, was thinner. And so this reading from Hebrews chapter 12. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses to the life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race God has set before us. We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. So, I wonder, in the light of that reading, the light of this day within the church, it is All Hallows Eve. So, All Hallows Eve, the day before Saints Day tomorrow. Yes, a day within the church where we, recall as Hebrews, as we've been following that the last few nights, gives us stories of people, heroes of the faith, if you like, saints who've inspired us in our living and our following of trying to follow the way of Jesus. But also on this day of Samhain as well, perhaps a chance to just acknowledge that there are those who have gone before us and who we miss, but who have inspired us as well. And a chance to honour them and give thanks and remember as well. So tonight's question from the Methodist Way of Life is, who are the saints above or below that great cloud of witnesses who inspire you in how you live, whether that's from trying to live out a particular faith or just in terms of your values and your priorities. So anything that you want to share. What's that? I look like Morticia Adams. What are you on about? Don't know what you're talking about, Harry. Yeah, who inspires you in your faith or in your life's journey? People who have perhaps gone before. So, yeah, I want to big up particularly Big Grandma. Yeah. Thank you, Mum. So many Christians on your journey for whom you're grateful. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know I don't have the ways to be Morticia Adams. Yeah, well, that's after one lockdown, never mind the second one. And I'm thinking about that's so big around, I suppose, as somebody who's gone before, but also people around, I guess, who were in church youth groups and those who ran the church youth groups, including the mother, and people with whom I'm still friends, who were very much a safe place to explore and discover who you are, but also that sense of support and care and friendship as an expression of faith and care to each other. But yeah, people are doing very much many different things now, but for whom I give thanks and who were encouragement, and I think are saints. yeah. So anybody else that you want to name? Thank you. Yeah. So we give thanks to Peter and his wife Doris, who took you in. Yeah, that's amazing. And your first superintendent, thank you, Melissa. Yeah. Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Boom! Yeah. Absolutely. For those who don't know, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, German theologian and Christian ethical thinker, during the rise of the Nazi Party in the late 30s, also then led, I think, because not all the church was willing to stand up against Hitler, but Bonhoeffer did encourage people to do just that, and he himself was implicated in a plot to assassinate Hitler, and he was hung. And again, it raises questions of, in terms of all life being sacred, but when does perhaps a greater evil being perpetrated against people of Jewish faith, people who are gay, people who are disabled? At what point does that act that Bonhoeffer sought to do actually become less evil, or maybe more of the good? And then to pay the sacrifice for that. So it's Rachel, you're reading biography of Henry Patch, who is very inspiring. Harry Patch, yeah. That's right, isn't he? Was he one of the last World War II veterans who died not long ago, sadly? But yeah, in terms of people keeping the story alive, well, not a story, the truth alive, so that we can remember and learn the lessons of history, as well as giving thanks for those who took the stand and gave of themselves. And obviously we'll be doing that nationally next week on Remembrance Day. And again, whether you agree, well, sorry, not agree, but sort of, you should wear a red poppy, or you should you should wear a white poppy. But again, actually, we want to honour, we want to give thanks and remember, but also we want to actually learn the lesson and not repeat things in terms of genocide and people having to go and give of themselves in that way, regardless of the country involved. This isn't a sort of German bashing thing. That as humanity we learn the lessons, and actually we learn to value peace, and we strive for that, and we are peacemakers. So shall we pray? I just want to give some space that if particularly invite you to pray and give thanks for people who've inspired you, or perhaps particularly loved ones who have gone before, until we see them again. And again, it doesn't have to be people of faith. I can't remember which liturgy it's in, but in the Methodist worship book, there is a thing that says we give thanks for those who lived and died professing faith, and for those whose faith is known to Christ alone. So yeah, we'll just give thanks for all those who, in their own small way, people who they're not going to make films about or write books about, but who have actually made a huge difference in our lives and have been transformational and are saints, as well as living saints as well. Hello, Rita. Shami, an inspiring woman from Norfolk, head teacher who sacked herself on principle and lived to 104. Wow. I might try sacking myself then. I'm not sure Catherine would be very impressed if I lived to 104. That'd be like, oh God, we just clear off. But who are those people who want to just remember in a time of prayer? And I'll just hold silence. But also just for a recent attack in Nice, but also today, the killing of a priest in Lyon, in France. And let's just remember that at the core, I believe, of world faiths is a message of peace. So let's not get into what minorities in many faiths and people of no faith do in terms of entrenching differences and violence and sense of otherness. But let's hold on to that message of peace and care, which is at the heart of the world religions. So, and of course, we just want to pray for those who made the decision about the national lockdown and the implications of that, and pray for all of those for whom that is feeling like a huge, terrifying, anxiousness-inducing thing. So type in if you want to, name people if you want to. I particularly want to, at this time of year, just give thanks for the life of Carol, for her faith and social justice convictions and her gentleness and care, even in the face of the suffering she endured in this life. And until we see her again, just pray for Roger, for Holly, for Matthew, and the rest of the family. So any others, the people who particularly want to give thanks for on this day. So I'm going to say some words that I haven't said for months. I think I used them initially when I started doing Compline during the first lockdown. I think they've kind of fallen off the metal Compline thing. But I want to say and pray. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, so we give thanks for Stuart. Yeah. Hi, Claire. Hi, Andy, if you're around as well. So I want to say these words, which are, may the souls of the faithful and those whose faith is known to Christ alone rest in peace and rise in glory. I want to share these lyrics from Witch Hazel. Yeah. I'd love to know if you have, after we chatted with Colin the other night, again, just bowled over by his grace of popping in between such a busy day and being, quite tired with a lot still to do that evening. But Colin's coming back on Thursday. So if you haven't purchased the new Witch Hazel album, Pentecost, Witch Hazel 3 Pentecost, from witchhazel.bandcamp.com, you can, and we can have a listen and we can talk with Colin about it on Thursday. But just want to share these words from Hello Ria. Both of you there. Hello Andy. Hello Claire. Just want to offer these words from a song on the new album, Witch Hazel 3 Pentecost, which I may have mentioned is available at witchhazel.bandcamp.com. These words from the song Dry Bones for this day. And also, I think this is one of my favourite songs on the new album. I love it. It's a proper fist in the air, chant along, sing along chorus. But it's mid-paced, but it just makes you go raw. So I'm not going to do justice. Very good. So Sally's bought the CD, fantastic. Sorry, Leslie. Yes, we do pray and give thanks for Dorothy and for Enid and for Marjorie. Lovely, encouraging ladies at the local church youth club. Thank you. But yeah, I won't do justice to these words. You really need to hear it the way that Colin sings. And my goodness me, there's a whole thing about, the heavy metal scream. Ah! And I'm not going to do it because I can't. But Colin, in this song, just like naught to how many octaves above, in like, amazing. And it really just knocks your socks off. So here are the words. Take me to the place. No, shut up, James. Yes, okay. Take me to the realm where death and darkness reign. Take me to the place where kingdoms fell in vain. All I see is dry bones, and life won't come from death. There will be no hope here. Leave this place in rest. But the valley is quaking, and the bones they are shaking. See an army of dry bones revive. Awaken, oh awaken, I will bring you back to life. By his power and might I'll prophesy. Breathe a spirit of life, revive us now. Awaken, oh awaken, I will bring you back to life. So we offer all of our prayers. As we say together, as I quickly remember to put the screen sharing back on, sorry. Say together, to the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace, as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us. Save us from the worst that is within us and this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. So may the peace of the All-Parent be yours this night, and in the time that is and will fully be, with all people and all creation, when heaven is fully on earth. Amen. So some notices. And now the notices. Tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. on my Facebook page, so facebook.com Rev James / Rev James Morley, facebook.com Rev James Morley, or on facebook.com Colaston Methodist, or facebook.com St Paul's Dronfield. Live worship. If you want to join us and watch via Facebook, that's fine. If you want to join us on Zoom, either with video or just kind of audio, you want to phone in, message me. If you, above the main header of the Metal Methodist page, there's some contact stuff, so just contact me through there, or email revjamesmorley@outlook.com, and I can hook you up if you want to join us live for worship tomorrow morning at 10:30. Let me know. Let me know in time, so I've got time to kind of get the information out to you before 10:30, because we'll be going at 10:30. It'd be good to join you, and if you are elsewhere for worship, it'd be good to catch up at 7 p.m. tomorrow here, back at facebook.com/Metal Methodist for another Metal Compline. As I said, this Thursday at 7, Colin from Witch Hazel is joining us again, so a chance to hear from him, to hear more about the band, this current album, and just to celebrate the gift of that music and the uplifting lyrical content that they put out as a band. Especially, I think, as is also the day that we'll enter into the next national lockdown, so perhaps a bit of time to encourage each other and support each other through this next few weeks, and to have music that helps us do that would be good. So please do join us if you can. So I'm going to go and wash my face. But this black lipstick tastes really nice. By Rita Ora, in case you're wondering, just if anybody's bothered. It makes my teeth look really white as well. Anyway, so let us sway. Happy Samhain, let's learn to care for creation, like they did in the days of old. Goodbye. Goodbye.